Time already served and time off for good behavior while in prison. Gerace, barring any successful appeal or early release, will likely serve around 20 years, but that would still mean he wouldn't get out until he's about 79 years old. Judge Lawrence Villardo actually departed downward from the federal sentencing guidelines, which suggested Gerace should spend up to 33 years in prison, saying, "I believe the guidelines are too high and that the sentence should be sufficient, but not greater than necessary." The judge also spared Gerace the up to $2 million fine those guidelines suggested he imposed, saying he didn't think Gerace had any money any longer to pay it anyway. While in court, Gerace made a contrite statement expressing sorrow to anyone harmed by his actions, but later called us, still denying the crimes he was convicted of and has now been sentenced for.
I've said this from the beginning, Dave, I'm innocent. I don't belong in jail. The government's supposed to be looking for the truth and justice. That's what prosecutors are supposed to be doing. We're looking for the appeal.
An appeal which will likely be based on issues his lawyer Eric Sainline raised once again in court today, that many of those who claim to be victimized by Gerace were themselves engaged in prostitution outside the club, and that several of those witnesses were either being paid by the government in exchange for testimony or given leniency for the criminal charges they faced, and how several people who appeared on a list of defense witnesses found themselves charged with federal crimes, and he claimed this scared several others from testifying for the defense, and the government having taken steps to get several of Gerace's lawyers over the years of the case disqualified from representing him. And normally at the conclusion of a case this big, the U.S. Attorney's Office will often hold a news conference, but we were told there would be no news conference today. And we were told by an assistant U.S. Marshal down at the courthouse that prosecutors asked to be let out a side door so that they could avoid reporters. On your side in the studio, Dave McKinley, Channel 2 News.